Last 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, masters. Whenever you are ready, please open your hands and place on your eyes. Thank you all, masters, for this beautiful meditation. Thank you all. So, masters, my dear friends, my dear masters, my dear gods, welcome all of you for this day 2 of season 2 Karma Consciousness. Thanks to our Guru Brahmaji Pitamaha Patriji. Thanks to our Guru Master Tarkom Saraydarya. Thanks to all the masters whoever is helping us with all the wisdom. And thanks to all the masters whoever is joining all these sessions. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So masters, so as we already mentioned, we have our US friends also joining us. So today we'll have one more recap session of season 1. So from tomorrow we will have our season 2 continuation. So please bear with us. We will discuss again high level some of the points. Let me share my screen.
Yeah, I heard you guys only there.
Masters, can you all go into mute, please? Thank you. Yeah. So masters, yesterday we understood a bit more on karma. So we'll get some more understanding today. So whenever we are getting humiliated, whenever we are getting some intimidation, or somebody is insulting us, we take it as someone is opposing us, someone is causing us trouble, someone is against us, and we treat them as our opponents or as our enemies, right? So that is human tendency, general human tendency. That is how we were used to. But we need to understand that whoever is triggering us, creating some disturbance within us, they are all actually agents of karma. They are all here to teach us, to make us understand that we have something within us that we need to correct. If somebody is scolding us, if you are really peaceful, if you are really happy with yourself, you won't get triggered at all. But if you are getting triggered, if you are feeling angry, or if you are feeling frustrated, or if you are feeling painful, fearful, anything that is not feeling good inside, then there is something that we have to learn within us. So those are all opportunities for us. So karma always gives us a way to look into within ourselves and transform us. So when somebody is telling us something, we need to see why we are getting so much anger, why we are getting so much pain when somebody is telling something. We need to do introspection. What am I really? Am I the one that the other person is telling me? The other situation is causing me pain? Am I really that pain? Am I really that much anger person? Am I really that the insults that that we are getting from outside. So we need to keep checking within ourselves. Is it true? Am I really that? If I am not that, why I am getting triggered? If I am that, then why I have to get angry with that? The other person is telling right, then that is something that I need to work upon. So we all need to have this deeper understanding. Of course, during that particular given moment, instantaneously we feel that anger, frustration. Instantly we may react. But afterwards, at least, we should have a check within ourselves. What happened? What I have done? Why I got triggered? What is that within me that is making me trigger? So we need to do this introspection, friends. So it is not that it will come just like that. We need to do so much of sadhana, so much of practice. We need to keep aware ourselves each and every moment. Only through sadhana, through practice, we'll be able to achieve that. Instead of reacting, we respond to the situations. We need to know where to calm down ourselves, where we need to react, where we don't need to react, where we need to respond, or where we have to be silent simply. And those are the masters who are is there in the spiritual services. All the gurus, masters, great authors, they are giving so much wonderful wisdom through their books, through their speeches. So they all have done so much of sacrifices, so much of practice, so much of sadhana in their previous lifetimes, masters. So those who are in that spiritual service, it doesn't come that much easily to be in the spiritual path, to teach everyone the spiritual wisdom, so the soul wisdom, guiding everyone in the righteous way. It doesn't come that much easily, friends. So each and everyone has done so much of sadhana in their previous lifetimes. They have done so much of sacrificial services. They relentlessly done so much sacrifice and they acted so much selflessly. They put everyone first. They worked for the humanity. They worked for the society. They worked for the well-being of the whole planet, whole consciousness, whole being. So only then a person can come into spiritual services. So service is not that much easy. It won't come that much easily to each and every one, masters. One has to become selfless and sacrificial for the benefit of the world, for the benefit of the society, for the benefit of the humanity. They will do anything. And we already discussed, right? So karma will create at different levels using our thoughts, words, and deeds. So at what state we are doing our karma, depending upon that, we will have results. So master is telling that suppose if we are doing in the physical plane, we get the karma of 16 times. If we are doing the karma in the emotional state, we get it 64 times. So every time it multiplies by 4. When we do it in the mental state, that is much more powerful. It affects so many things, so many beings around us. If you do with your body, that still has some effect, but it is limited. when you do with emotions, that also has much more impact than doing physically. But whereas with your thoughts, you are doing something, emitting so much of negative thoughts, so much of wrongful thoughts, so much of evil thoughts, then that will cause so much damage, because you are releasing your energy and it travels throughout the universe. And it will affect so many beings, whoever is resonating at the low level vibrations, low level frequencies. So it is very important, masters. We have to be aware, we have to be careful. What we are thinking, what we are emoting, what we are speaking, what we are doing, everything we need to pay attention. We need to be conscious. We need to make sure that only the righteous things we are doing, thinking, and emitting. And if you see the today's world, everyone wants to showcase themselves as good, better, the best, which actually they are not. We are all pretending to showcase ourselves as a better person, to showcase ourselves as a good persons, or to showcase if you are doing a business, you are trying to portray your product as the best product, though you know it is not. So we are doing this intentionally because we want to gain so much of profits. We want to gain so much of expansion in our business. So whatever might be the platform, we have to showcase what we are. That if we are trying to showcase something we are not, and we are trying to cash upon it, we are creating more karma, masters. Just to be the way you are and showcase that to the world. The righteous persons will always be with you, always, no matter. That's why we need to make sure that we are always doing things in the righteous way. Our actions, our thoughts, our speech, everything should be aligned with the principles, laws of universe, laws of beauty, love. So they all should help other beings. So this is one of the aspects we all need to understand. We all need to cultivate within ourselves. We have to make that as a habit. We should make people grow in love, grow in joy, grow in wisdom, grow in their experiences, grow in their understanding. We should always strive for our own good. At the same time, we should always strive for good of others. And Master was giving couple of his experiences, childhood experiences. His father has a medical shop, and they used to close every evening at 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. So one day when they're about to close the shop, one person came to their shop and asking for the food, saying he is very hungry, he wants to eat something. So his father was very kind, and he prepared something for him, and he packed and he has given to him. But the outside was very cold, and that person requested again, can he come inside and eat the food? It is very cold outside and I don't have that I don't have any shelter to go and eat. So his father allowed and let him in, and he started eating. So that time, our Tarcom master was 6 years old, or 7 years old. And by looking at the person, he understood that he will take so much of time to complete his food because he is eating very slowly. He don't have that much physical strength also. He is very weak. So he was telling to his father, Father, if he eats like that, it will take more than 3 hours of time. Then the father gave him some toy and asked him to play with it. You don't worry about it. And all of a sudden, in the meantime, there was some cryings outside, some shoutings, some chaos happening. And his father just opened the door and immediately closed the door again. So in the outside, exactly during that time, there was a bull that is creating a lot of mess and killing everyone, angry bull, killing everyone coming in the way. So whoever has closed the shops during that particular time and tried to go to their homes, all were got killed. So you see, his kindness has helped him, his family to get survived on that day. So we don't know our kindful actions, our loving actions will help us the way we don't even expect, we don't even think of. Suppose if his father was not allowing that person to come in and have food, what might have happened? Maybe we might not have had these sessions, isn't it? So our kindful actions, karma always gives us opportunities, masters. So when we act in a righteous way, in a kindful way, in a loving way, in a compassionate way, we may be overcoming our karma, masters. That will add balance to our lives. So that is one of the example, one of his experience master was telling us. And there is another instance master was telling, a couple of, I think some of his friends were going to some place overnight. It seems very windy and storm on that day. So on their way, they would be having they were having some bridge actually, but because of the storm, that was collapsed. And it was very dark and the driver couldn't see the bridge was collapsed. And by the time he realized, it was too late and they straight went into the river. So all six persons were there in the car. And the master was there and he was telling to everyone, water is coming inside. Now let us get out. We all have to catch our breath. But no one responded to him. When he realized everyone was dead by that time. But he didn't have even a scratch on his body. And he was alive. So when he told this to one of his guru mentioned to him, you have a balance. You see? So our kindful acts, our loving acts will help us a lot, masters. We are actually creating a positive balance that will help us to overcome a bigger karma that we may have to face. So each and every opportunity that is given to us, we need to realize, we need to understand, and we need to act accordingly. Always in a loving way, kindful way. So each and every person, each and every one of us will be having definitely these kind of experiences, masters. Maybe we may not be able to realize, we may not be able to connect to them, but if you can think of, you may have those kind of experiences, definitely. And Master was telling, we should thank each and everything, each and every person. Usually we just thank to the people who is helping us, but we forget about the things. But we should be thankful to each and everything in our lives. Our home, our chair, our sofa, our bed. So each and everything is helping us. So we should be thankful. Even when we are sitting under a tree, we have to be thankful. Showing gratitude is very, very important, masters. Yeah. Enemies are agents of karma. So whomever we think are our enemies are not actually our enemies. Karma is acting through them. This is what we need to understand. We need to realize. Because we have done something sometime back to somebody else or to the same person. We don't know. So it is again coming back to us through some persons. So without understanding, we create more karma. We create much more disturbances between that person and us, and we keep fighting again. And we create cycles of karma, and we end up with creating vicious cycles. Sometimes it becomes a mystery. We don't know why it is happening. So it is very, very important whenever any kind of situation comes to us, we need to take a step back and understand. We need to do introspection. And we need to see how to make each and every situation. We need to see each and every situation in a positive way. How to see positive in the negative actions, negative situations, negative circumstances. Because each and everything has a positive thing and negative side to it. We look at things the way we are, not the way they are. As per our own understanding, we look at things the way we are, not the way they are. So if you have to do that, first we need to understand this kind of knowledge is there, first of all. We need to raise our energies. We need to raise our awareness. We need to raise our understanding levels. We need to read books. Then we will be able to understand this kind of knowledge is there. This kind of subject is there. And whenever we encounter a particular situation, particular circumstance, we should apply whatever we are learning. Then that becomes as an experience. So whatever we are discussing today, whatever we are trying to learn here is knowledge, not wisdom. Master has given wisdom. It is his wisdom. He has put it into a book. Now we are going through that book. We are trying to learn it. So we are gaining some knowledge here. It's not an experience. It's not a wisdom. Unless until we practice this into our day-to-day lives, it will not become our experience. It will not become our wisdom. So whatever we are learning, we have to apply in our lives. That is important. Again, through practice, we will be able to transform this knowledge into wisdom. We own that as an experience now, then. Yeah. So in this world, if you see, we always think somebody is our enemy and we try to destroy them. We want to teach them a lesson. This is the natural tendency we all have. That is why world is in a chaotic situation today. Say one country is fighting another country. So we need to understand this thing. We have to forgive our enemies. They are acting as enemies, but they are not enemies. Since we don't have this knowledge, this understanding, this perception, we end up with rivalry and wars. So we need to see whenever these kind of disturbances are there, we should always compensate by talking each other, by coming to a common ground. Rather than trying to dominate, trying to teach lessons. We have to leave that to karma. Karma will take care of things that has to be taken care. So that's why it is important for all of us to learn things, to make that as our wisdom, our experience, and to become more purify ourselves, to become more pure day by day. So that we transform ourselves and we transform so many beings around us. And we transform the whole society, the whole humanity also. That's why this world needs spiritual people as leaders. So the leaders who doesn't have a spiritual knowledge, spiritual understanding, spiritual purpose behind each and every action, they'll not be able to understand how to deal with that in the righteous way. That's why each and everyone is trying to dominate others. They want to take the control, they want to take the power. And we are ending up in wars. We are ending up in disturbances between countries. Because of all of our collective karma, there is so much happening in this world, masters. Yeah, and all setbacks in our lives. So sometimes we'll go through this, right, in our lives. So all these are actually there to help us. We are stuck in our lives without having any progress, without learning things, without putting efforts to transform, to grow, to evolve. We are just stuck with our own past deeds, past actions, past habits. We don't want to come out of them. That is when setbacks will come in our lives that will push us. They are all there to bring us to the light. We're all stuck in our darkness. We don't want to leave that darkness. So those setbacks will help us to push us, to take us steps. If we don't take, we'll go through much more suffering, much more pain. So if you want to come out of it, you need to take steps to come out of those situations. So that you start moving towards light, towards a better situation. And you make yourself a better person. This happens when we are stuck so long that light is not able to enter into our lives. We shut down ourselves completely. We closed closed the doors. We are not letting anything in. That is when the heartbreaks will happen. That is when the unexpected things will happen. Because that is the only way that the light can enter into our lives. So it is not there to punish us. It is not there to ill-treat us. It is not there to create us or give us much more suffering. Because that is the only way that light can enter into our lives. So we all need these setbacks, heartbreaks, all these things. Because we are not taking any effort to move towards light. And how we can overcome karma is Master is telling, by repenting and by striving. So we need to be aware of what kind of karma we have created, and we need to repent for what we have done. And we need to do some compensating measures. We need to take compensating measures respectively. Then only we'll be able to come out of our karma. And by striving. So we need to always strive to be in the righteous path, to be in the path of light, to be in the path of love, to be in the path of compassion. So we need to be very conscious. We need to be very aware in our thoughts, words, and deeds. And karma considers various factors, masters. Sometimes we think that that person has done so much, but still he's treated very well. He's not given any punishment, or he's going through very well in his life. So it is not that much easy to understand by seeing with our naked eyes. So karma sees under what conditions or circumstances the actions are being taken. And if any forceful action, is it a forceful action or a free will? Under what circumstances, under what situation he has taken that particular action? And any possibility of avoiding the action. And somebody is going through some addictions, some wrong habits they have developed. So now they are succumbed to them. So they don't have control upon themselves. So those will urge them to do those kind of activities. So it considers all those aspects. And misunderstanding. Yes, somebody is taking the action because of some misunderstanding. So all these various factors karma considers into account, masters. It's not that straightforward to understand karma. We may think that it is justice or it is injustice, but there are so much behind to understand. The bigger picture is, we are not aware of the bigger picture. So karma considers all these factors into consideration, and then the decisions will be taken. Yeah, so karma does not work on the principle of justice, but on the principle of righteousness. So this is very, very important. We all need to understand. We talk about justice in this physical world. Whatever we see, we think that that is the truth. But the intentions behind that are the other factors that contributed to that particular incident. We may be missing. So karma has all the details. So it doesn't work on the principle of justice. It works on the principle of righteousness. Whoever walks in the path of dharma will be always protected. For protecting dharma, he can do anything. So that is a very much greater understanding, and that we will not be able to get it so much easily, masters. It needs a lot of awareness, lot of consciousness, lot of enlightenment. With just the physical plane, with just the physical understanding, we will not be able to get to that understanding levels. We need to raise our vibrations, raise our frequencies, raise our energies, raise our consciousness. We should become that light. We should become that source. We should be aligned to that source. Then only we'll be able to get to an understanding how this universe works, how karma works. Okay, masters. So we'll pass the discussion here. So masters, with this, we will conclude the recapping of season 1. There is still a lot more, but we'll not be able to cover everything. So on a high level, very few points we managed to cover in these 2 sessions, yesterday and today. So I recommend all of you, please go through the recordings of season 1 so that you will get better understanding. From tomorrow, we will continue with season 2. Masters, season 2 is going to be much more wonderful, much more powerful. So please don't miss any of the sessions. Thank you. Now, let all of you can share anything, you can ask anything. Thank you, masters.
Good evening, Master.
Yeah, good evening, madam.
Like just one point to clear, just want to make sure I know this I have understood, but still want to double check with myself. So do I understand right? Whatever we are suffering, big or small, that is definitely our karma within it.
Okay. I can't say it is definitely our karma. That is, there are 2 things we need to understand. We go through any particular incident, any particular pain, suffering, whatever it might be. There are only 2 possibilities. One is it is because of our karma. One is we have a greater purpose in the future. For that to accomplish, we need to gain some experience, some understanding, some high level wisdom. For that, we will choose certain kind of experiences so that we strengthen ourselves, we raise our consciousness, raise our awareness, so that will help us to accomplish that future task.
Okay.
So these are the 2 possibilities. So that's why we cannot say every time it is a karma. It is easy for us, or it is a myth actually, that everybody thinks that, okay, he's going through karma, we can't do anything. Of course, everybody, whatever they are going through is their own thing that they have to deal with. But we cannot say it is because of karma. It will never be. For example, if I have to tell with an example, suppose for the blind people, they have to go through education. It can't be like normal persons, right? For them, the Braille lipi was identified, invented. So if it has to be done, so somebody has to experience how the blindness will be. So what they go through or how they pursue things. And then they will come up with something for them. So one person will take that challenge. They will come down. They will come down as a blind person, and they experience everything what a blind person goes through, and that experience will help him to understand how to pursue a blind person, how to think like a blind person, what kind of struggle a blind person will go through, and at the same time how we can help the blind person to educate. to make his life better. So he gains all that experience, and in the next lifetime, he comes back with a much more powerful intelligence that will help him, that previous experience will help him to identify something that will help the blind persons. This is just an example I was telling. So all the inventions, great inventions for the disabled persons will come like this, master. I'm not saying everything will happen like this. This is one of the way I'm telling.
Okay.
And another way would be during the sleep, the souls leave their body. They go to the higher worlds. From the higher world masters, they gain the knowledge, they gain the experiences, and they come back as a genius, and they develop something in this physical world that will help the other persons.
Okay. So does it mean just the example, master, you have given, like that somebody want to experience or the feeling of the blind person, and then they come back as a blind to learn and have the feeling. So it means that a kind of a progressive way that was wish of that person.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Intentionally, they will take these kind of rules. That's what I'm telling. We can't say that it is because of karma.
Okay.
We don't know the purpose behind that person.
Okay.
So each and every person has a specific purpose, why they have chosen that experience, why they are going through that kind of situation, that kind of trouble or struggle. They have a bigger purpose behind it. So we cannot simply say it is because of karma.
Thank you so much, Master. It's very
Thank
well
you.
explained. I understood. Thank you very much. My doubt clear. Thank you. Good evening.
Okay. Thank you, masters, for all the messages in the group.
It's lovely to have this. Thank you so much. We learned so much, and we hoping we'll see you in future again.
Yeah. From tomorrow we will have season 2 continuation, master. So please do join.
Yeah, definitely. Looking forward for that. Okay. Thank you. Evening. Good evening. Good night.
Evening. So, masters, if no one has any other questions, then thank you all, masters, for joining these sessions, and happy night, all of you. From tomorrow, we will continue with the season 2 sessions, masters. So please do join all the sessions. So season 2 is definitely going to be much more wonderful and much more powerful, masters. No doubt in that. Yeah, I can guarantee that thing. So I request all of you, masters, please don't miss any of the single session. Thank you. So happy night, all of you, masters. We are closing the session now.
Good night, everyone. Hare Krishna.
And Shivratri. Yeah.
Dhanyavad.